80 Days, adventurer and award-winning filmmaker Paul G. Roberts retraces the global footsteps of Phileas Fogg, hero of Jules Verne's most famous work.
Right elbow, left hand,
Strange lands, odd customs, and unfamiliar civilizations. Of these distant places, none is more exotic than the ancient kingdom we used to call Siam, and few are of greater importance to the cause of freedom in Southeast Asia.
Now, Bangkok is the capital city of Thailand, a country located in Southeast Asia. And it's a bustling metropolis which has a rich history and culture that dates back many centuries. Thailand is formerly known as Siam, and there's a long, fascinating history that shaped the country into what it is today. Now, the earliest known civilization in Thailand dates back to around 4000 BC. And these people were hunter-gatherers who lived in small communities and relied on the natural resources around them for their survival. Over time, these communities grew and developed into more complex societies with their own unique cultures and traditions. One of the most significant early civilizations in Thailand was the Dharavati kingdom, which emerged in the 6th century AD. This kingdom was located in central Thailand. It was known for its distinctive art and architecture, as well as thriving trade with its neighbouring regions. 13th century, a new kingdom emerged in northern Thailand called the Sukhothai Kingdom. And this kingdom is considered by many to be the birthplace of Thai civilization and culture, as it was during this time that the Thai language and script were developed.
The Sukhothai Kingdom, founded in 1238, was Thailand's first unified state and was strictly Buddhist. 6 kings reigned during the 200-year dynasty, which enjoyed its heyday under the reign of its third king, Ramkhamhaeng. A stone monument is inscribed in Thai alphabet, which the king himself invented. It depicts how the country prospered religiously, agriculturally and economically under his rule.
The Sukhothai Kingdom was also known for its impressive temples and monuments, which can still be seen today at the Sukhothai Historical Park. The Sukhothai Kingdom was eventually succeeded by the Ayutthaya Kingdom, which ruled over much of Thailand from the mid-14th century to the late 18th century. And during this time, Ayutthaya became the major centre of trade and commerce, and the kingdom's rulers built many impressive temples and buildings and palaces, kingdoms and empires.
33 successive kings of the Ayutthaya Kingdom deified themselves and reigned powerfully over the people. Within this ruined temple complex stand some towers resembling Indian stupa. These 3 towers house the remains of 3 Ayutthayan kings. The dynasty built about 400 temples. People worshipped the Buddhist towers housing the remains of their kings. Kings proclaimed that they were as divine as the Buddha. Ayutthaya thrived under the reign of its deified kings. Its convenient location attracted many foreign ships. The city soon became a centre for international trade.
And it was eventually sacked and destroyed by the Burmese in 1768.
There is a Buddhist proverb that all glories must fade. It applied also to this glorious kingdom where kings once divinized themselves as Buddha. A marvelous creation of nature formed through the mists of time. Buddha is smiling gently.
After the fall of Ayutthaya, a new kingdom emerged in central Thailand called the Thonburi Kingdom. And this kingdom was founded by a military leader named Thaksin, who successfully repelled the Burmese and reunified much of Thailand under his rule.
Recognizing the need for a new beginning, Thaksin moved the capital to Thonburi, on the western banks of the Chao Phraya River. And there, in 1768, he established the Thonburi Kingdom, crowning himself as its first king. Under his rule, the kingdom experienced a cultural and economic renaissance. Arts flourished, trade routes reopened, and the Siamese identity was solidified. However, the road to greatness was not without challenges. King Thaksin faced both external threats from neighboring kingdoms and internal strife, including attempts at rebellion. But through it all, his vision for a united and prosperous Siam never wavered. King Thaksin the Great's legacy is not just in the territories he reclaimed or the kingdom he established, but in the spirit of resilience, unity, and hope he instilled in the Siamese people.
Thaksin was eventually overthrown by a general named Chao Phraya Chakri, who founded the ruling dynasty of Thailand, the Chakri dynasty. Under the Chakri dynasty, Thailand underwent significant modernisation and development. The country's capital was moved from Thonburi to Bangkok, and the city quickly became a major culture centre of commerce and art.
From the remnants of the Thonburi Kingdom emerged a leader with a vision, a destiny intertwined with the fate of the nation. He was known as King Rama I, the founder of the illustrious Chakri dynasty. King Rama I, understanding the importance of unity and tradition, sought to rebuild and consolidate his realm. He initiated monumental projects, reconstructing temples, commissioning palaces, and formulating a legal code.
Bangkok was also home to many impressive temples and palaces, including the famous Grand Palace, which is built in the late 18th century.
The Chakri dynasty, named after the Great Crown of Victory, became a symbol of continuity and strength. Under its banner, each successive monarch would take the title Rama, followed by a numeral, a testament to the enduring legacy of King Rama I. As the years turned into decades and then centuries, the Chakri dynasty witnessed Siam's metamorphosis into modern-day Thailand. Through wars and diplomacy, modernization and tradition, the dynasty navigated the currents of change, ensuring the nation's sovereignty and cultural identity remained intact.
Throughout the 19th century and early 20th centuries, Thailand modernised rapidly with the introduction of new technologies and practices from the West. The country's rulers, who also worked to modernise the legal and political systems, with the adoption of a new constitution in 1932 that established a constitutional monarchy.
Thailand was once an absolute monarchy, but now it is a constitutional monarchy in which the king is the head of state, but generally does not rule. However, Thailand's constitution confers on the king the right to play a decisive role at critical junctures. The King of Thailand's titles include head of state, head of the armed forces, adherent of Buddhism, and upholder of religions.
Thailand was able to maintain its independence during the colonial era, despite pressures from European powers. However, the country was occupied by Japan during World War II, and it wasn't until after the war that Thailand was able to reassert its independence and resume its development.
Throughout her long history, Thailand's primary goal, like other nations, has been to preserve her political independence. Thanks in large part to the wisdom of her past leaders and the historic abilities of the Thai soldier, she has succeeded in this effort to a greater extent than most of the world's nations. Continuous attention to the need for preparedness has given Thailand the longest uninterrupted history of independence in Southeast Asia. Thailand, in fact, was never really conquered, despite its temporary submission to the Japanese in 1941.
Today, Bangkok is a thriving metropolis, still with a rich culture and history.
Arrived Bangkok, very hot. Asked to throw myself into serious journalistic work.
Thailand has long called travellers from around the globe to take spiritual succor and karmic rest. For centuries, Western visitors have been inevitably drawn to some of Bangkok's oldest sanctuaries.
The city is home to many impressive temples and palaces, as well as modern skyscrapers and shopping centres. Thailand is also known for its delicious cuisine, vibrant nightlife, and welcoming people. And it remains a popular destination, welcoming millions and millions of people every year. In fact, tourism in Thailand is its #1 industry, which is now back in full swing, having put COVID behind it.